All right, so be very careful what you like and what you post on Facebook, because it says a lot about you. The world's largest social media website is tracking and categorizing the political views of their users to help advertisers, including political campaigns, target key demographics. Can your favorite band impact the political ads you see and how you will vote in November? Let's bring in conservative commentator Kirsten Haglund. Really?
Yeah. So this is fascinating, right? Because Facebook's whole business is about advertising, right? And how they categorize people is a big way for them to be able to say, hey, we can target this exact demographic for you. And so if you go to Facebook and you go to your ad preferences, you see all of your interests there. You go to culture and lifestyle, you click on that, and you can see like the top 10 to top 12. You can even search more and see like your top 50 interests. U.S. politics is one of those interests, and then you'll see in parentheses how they've categorized you. And this is based on your post likes, like what pages you've liked, as well as the political preference that you have put for yourself on Facebook.
So can you give me an example of something someone might post that would give that would be an indication of how they vote?
Right. So if they liked a page for a political candidate, obviously that's the most likely. Or a political movement, certain topic areas related to social justice if you're more liberal, or if you have lots of friends that have liberal posts, or if you have lots of friends who have conservative posts. So those are usually the most obvious. And a lot of, they clump people together. So it's not necessarily saying like, hey, if you like Coldplay, you're liberal, or if you like, I don't know, the duck people. Duck Dynasty, the duck people with the beards, you're conservative. It's not quite like that, but it's how they lump people together. So if a lot of conservatives like Duck Dynasty, then and you do, then they'll say, okay, you're probably a conservative.
The duck people come on this program. We'll let them know that wasn't an insult.
No, not at all. No, the duck people are great. That's they're so identified by that. So that was the first thought that popped into my head.
All right, let's get to this new report, Kirsten, from the UK Parliament's Home Affairs Committee, slamming internet giants Facebook, Twitter, and Google for consciously failing to tackle the spread of terror groups and their propaganda. Are these tech giants doing enough to rid their networks of extremist views? We have been asking this question for so long. Are they doing enough, considering the recruitment that is occurring on these websites?
Absolutely.
Are they doing enough to monitor, police, and track that?
Absolutely not. And the UK and Europe has consistently been much more aggressive about this with media companies in Europe. And now Americans are starting to get on board as well. But the bottom line is that Google and Facebook all the time are not respecting free speech. And that's usually the argument against kind of heavier policing of social media threats. They already mix in with how your search results come up. They don't necessarily put, just what is the top most reoccurring photo or link. It's all jiggered around by them. They do social, construction all the time with their results. So the fact that they would say, oh, free speech, and regarding their, going after these terror threats, it's just not an argument that holds up. They need to do more as companies. They need to do more because this are the front lines of terrorism, and there's really no excuse.
Twitter's been the worst. Twitter has been used more aggressively by the Islamic State in particular, and they came out with a report about the hundreds of thousands of accounts recently that had been suspended, but they were very late, and they only started really cracking down on it about 2 years ago when they were called out on it by the media because there were photos all over Twitter of atrocities committed by the Islamic State.
They just don't want to, because it's not in their business model. They want to focus on the innovation. They want to focus on the other things that they're doing. They're not interested necessarily in policing. That's why there has to be an outcry.
By law in this country, they are required to police child pornography. So if they can police child pornography, they can police terrorism.
All right, fair enough. All right.